So, give me 1 second. Let me see if I could get some people on here. Why is this not sending? Alright, maybe it ain't supposed to happen like this. Hold on. Technology. Alright. I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take everyone to jump on, but this rising, I gotta get Maya. Yes. Come through. Copy it to Okay. Trying to wait for at least one person to go on. Who else? Legacy. Okay, so it looks like we might have people who are able to jump on, but they should be able to listen to the playback. Once I get some information here on Patreon as it's downloading. All right, we got somebody on. Who here? Hey, check in. Come on. Let me get started. I don't really getting started when it's just me. We only 7 minutes in. Shout out to technology. Um, I'm still trying to get this up on this other phone, but it's taking a minute. It's taking a minute. Taking a minute. Who's here? Check in. Who is that? Can I? I'm on my phone. I've never done it on my phone before. This is actually kind of dope. Let me get the combo and then we're going to get started. At 7:30, I got to wake my Sonia. Sis, great rising. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so I haven't been um I'm dealing with a narcissist flare, and I'm reminded that crazy niggas need love too. I just might not be the one to love, but they need love too. All right, so Sonya, we gonna get started. Cancel that download. Patreon. All right, y'all. I just got it. It's some people that's really struggling with navigating these platforms, and I know that struggle. Black Lotus Mother Blossoming. Mother Blossoming at gmail.com. NJ All right. So let's get started. First and foremost, I just want to say, hold on one second, y'all. Mother Blossom. Black Lotus Mother. Hmm. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got it. I 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 know a lot of people. I was going to get a lot of messages if I didn't figure it out on time. This is hard to navigate, y'all. I need an assistant. I need an assistant. Nah, honey. Nah, honey. Copy. Done. Jazz. Jazz. Copy. Done. Jazz. Look at God. It's all up. Who sees this? All tiers. All patrons. Even though I'm still giving some of y'all a pass because y'all only paid $21.21, but it's actually more work for me to figure out who paid and who didn't. I'm gonna be honest. All right, so welcome y'all. Thanks y'all. If you're joining for the first time, 21 days of animal medicine with Jazz. We are on day 35. Today is day 35, and we are on a mission to learn how to use our energy to heal ourselves as opposed to staying stuck in these vicious cycles. So what I want from you all is usually to check in. Hey, here we go. I realized that about 6 months ago. Got your message. Thanks. Yes. Hey, great rising. Locked and loaded. Rising. Hey, all right. So we're gonna get started. First and foremost, I just want to give honor and thanks for just seeing another day, for us waking and rising and having the life and light and heal, breaking pain cycles. A lot of things today of a new moon, and we want to ask that people are just working towards restoration and restoring and doing what we need to do to break any cycles that come our way. We are going to give honor and thanks to the Creator and to our ancestors and to those who have come before us and those who have come after us, to the generations that are going to come after us, where we are going to work on ourselves so that when we greet them, we're able to greet them in a loving and light-filled energy, as opposed to trauma and historically trauma-filled energy. And for that, we just say thank you and we say ashe. I'm going to play the sound bowl to get us started, to get us grounded, and feel free to share this with your friends in this moment. I have been trying to negate or trying to figure out the best model for this. I've gotten a lot of messages about animal medicine and people wanting it, and you know, not being able to pay for it right now. So whatever I could do to try to, you know, balance that out, and also know that I'm reaching a goal, and I want you all to help me reach that goal. Okay, all right. So as you're breathing in, I want you to make sure that you're breathing in through your nose, not your mouth. Your nose has a filter on it that continues to filter out the toxins. So when you breathe in your mouth, you're taking in all the toxins that are in the air, the dust particles that are around you. When you breathe in your nose, you have a filtration process, and that's what's going to help you get to the life force breath, and making sure that you're breathing all the way to the capacity to your stomach. You're impregnating your stomach, and you're putting that life force in your stomach, and then when you breathe out, you're pulling your stomach or your diaphragm to your spine. Okay. Uh-oh. It's an awkward place to play the ball. Oh my gosh. One more, y'all. All right. So if you're joining for the first time, introduce yourself. Peace. What's up? What's up? Okay. We got some new people on today. So get your crystals out. Get your crystals out. I know 30 minutes. I need to get a lighter. I need to burn Palo Alto today, y'all. It has been a journey, honey. Journey. Today is just yo, shout out to Soul Rocks. They sent me an energy cleansing kit. It's coming in handy. Let them know I'm using it today. Okay. How y'all doing this rising? How y'all doing? Let me know how y'all doing. y'all excited? This is a new platform for me. I get weird. It's weird because Grand Rising, you made it, sis. Peace. You came in on 7-Eleven. Come through. Right hand. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? All right, y'all. Oh. It's definitely over here, y'all. The deer. The deer. The deer. Now, this medicine is numerology number 4. Numerology number 4. The deer hasn't visited us in a while. When we first started, y'all know that the deer was on here. So I am going to just remind us of the power of gentleness and bravery. Gentleness and bravery. So we don't have too long. I'm going to read this for y'all, and then I am going to give us some. So number 4, numerology. Dear, so gentle and loving you are, a flower of kindness, an embrace from afar. Deer medicine is all about gentleness. It says, one day Fawn heard the Great Spirit calling her from the top of the sacred mountain. Fawn immediately started up the trail. She didn't know that a horrible demon guarded the way to the Great Spirit's lodge. The demon was trying to keep all of the beings of creation from connecting with the Great Spirit. He wanted all of the Great Spirit's creatures to feel that the Great Spirit didn't want to be disturbed. This would make the demon feel powerful and capable of causing them to fear him. So this is the gate. So this person is a gatekeeper, and it was a demon, and it was trying to convince deer that deer could not go right to the Great Spirit to have her needs met. It says Fawn was not at all frightened when she came upon the demon. She was curious, as the demon was the archetype of all the ugly monsters she had ever seen. The demon breathed fire and smoke and made disgusting sounds to frighten Fawn. Any natural creature would have fled or died on the spot from fright. Fawn, however, said gently to the demon, "Please let me pass. I'm on my way to see the Great Spirit." Fawn's eyes were filled with love and compassion for this oversized bully of a demon. The demon was astounded by Fawn's lack of fear. No matter how he tried, he could not frighten Fawn because her love had penetrated his hardened, ugly heart. Much to the demon's dismay, his rock-hard heart began to melt and his body shrank to the size of a walnut. Fawn's persistent love and gentleness had caused the meltdown of the demon. Due to this gentleness and caring that Fawn embodied, the pathway is now clear for all of Great Spirit's children to reach the sacred mountain without having to feel the demons of fear blocking their way. Deer teaches us to use the power of gentleness to touch the hearts and minds of the wounded by beings who are trying to keep us from sacred mountain. Like the dappling of Fawn's coat, both the light and the dark may be loved to create gentleness and safety for those who are seeking peace. If Deer has gently nudged its way into your cards today, you are being asked to find the gentleness of spirit that heals all wounds. Stop pushing so hard to get others to change and love them just as they are. Apply gentleness to your present situation and become like the summer breeze, both warm and caring. This is your tool for solving the present dilemma you are facing. If you use it, you will connect with Sacred Mountain. Your centering place of serenity and Great Spirit will guide you. Okay. We did not get it in contrary, y'all, but I want to read the contrary for you. It says contrary. Deer in the contrary position indicate courting your fear by fighting the internal demons of negative ideas. This is always the best method. You may not be willing to love yourself enough to feel your fears and let them go. You may be projecting your fears onto others. It may also be others whom you fear, reminding you of a time when you reacted to life in such the same manner. At any rate, love is the key. The only true balance of power is the love of compassion of deer. Be willing to find things to love about yourself and others, and your demons will melt away. Your fears cannot exist in the same place that love and gentleness abide. Remember, Fawn can teach you many lessons about unconditional love. It is true application. Unconditional love means that no strings are attached. The gentleness of Fawn is the heart space of Great Spirit, which embodies his or her love for us all. All right. So today's message, y'all, gentleness and being able to face your fear. And a lot of us are charting the uncharted halfway of breaking generational curses and breaking generational cycles for our family. What we have to realize is that you have to be willing to look the demon in the eye. You have to be willing to stand and fight it. You have to call on your ancestors for strength and protection. Y'all, this animal medicine journey is very powerful. What I want to do is, because I read an animal medicine book, I know some of you or on here, you have heard that before. I want to spend a little bit of time in our Animal Speaks book to remind us that, you know, as we are progressing in our studies and in our journey, we have to make sure that we are continuing to add new information onto our experience, because animals come back. They come back for a reason. There are some animals in the deck of 54 that we have never come, that we have never drawn, right? There are other animals that continue to come back. So in this process, what I want to do is, I'm going to give y'all a strong, read through this, okay? So here in the Animal Speaks book, it's on page 324. And what this does is it gives us more information. More information. 24, 30, dear, 2260. That's somebody else. 62. Deer. So deer is about gentleness and innocence, gentle luring to a new adventure. Some of us, you know, need to be lured into a new adventure. There have been some who I've worked with where I've just had to kind of trick them into believing in themselves, or trick them into fear is just made up. Okay, so I want to read this for you. So the power cycle is autumn and spring. Remember, we are preparing for spring. We're going 90 days strong. So this is day 35. We're already 1/3 of the way through. Day 35, the deer has come to remind us of our own gentleness and our own innocence. And that way we can see it in others. So deer have always captured the imagination of humanity. It is one of the most successful families of mammals, native to every continent except for Australia. They have been able to adapt to every sort of habitat. The white-tailed deer and the mule deer and the caribou are three that are prominent to this continent. The moose and the elk are also part of the deer family, and they are treated separately in this work. Okay, the moose and the elk. So remember, we pulled elk. So anytime we have mention of other animals, I want you all to make sure that you are committing to understanding that you have to research the other ones. Each type of deer has its own special qualities and characteristics while sharing some of the qualities of all deers in general. Caribou, for example, make long migrations twice a year, reflecting a need for those who have it in it as a totem to use the same pattern in their life. Okay. Make a migration. Where you going? Do you stay stuck in the same environment? Do you move around? Do you relocate? They begin rooting in the fall and early winter, and these then are the power times. The mule deer is also a wanderer. It never follows the same path twice. This is part of the natural defense, making it less predictable to their predators. Now listen, if we're going to be like deer and we're going to tap into deer today, what I want to encourage you is to do something that those around you did not expect you to do. And all the fear you got to fight through to get it, do it. You know, many of y'all know that I weave in my personal life and help us understand that we are intentional in our interacting with other people, but sometimes we've become too predictable and they know how to abuse us, or they know how to get to us. They know how to get to us. So what I want you to do is, if you haven't, make sure, I'm trying to send this to somebody who needs it, okay? Somebody who needs this. Somebody who needs this. Where is this at? Okay, so it says most of the information in this section will focus on deer in general and the whitetail specifically. The name deer has several variations of its origin. So when we're studying the animals, we also want to know where did it come about? How did it come about? And it says these may provide clues of their past life for those with totem. The Anglo-Saxon word deor was a general word for animals and often used just in a general sense. In the German language, it has its roots in Tier, simply meaning wild animal also. It can also be traced to the Sanskrit mariga, also meaning wild animal. To many, the deer is considered the most important animal ever hunted. The hunt of the deer is what transfers our civilizations to the wilderness. There are many stories and myths of deer, luring hunters or even kings deep into the woods until they are lost and begin to encounter new adventures. Sometimes you got to be lured into the wilderness and get lost and to even embark on a new adventure. Some of y'all would never, ever, 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 if it was left up to you, if it was left up to me as a Capricorn, I would never embark on new adventures because it's not safe. You know, as a Capricorn, it's really about making safe moves. And since I've mastered, working through my fear, I've jumped out and done some amazing things and continue to just be like, this is what I'm here for. Use me as you will. It says one such example is found in the tales of King Arthur in the Knights of the Round Table. Sir Gawain follows a white hart to many encounters. Reading of Sir Thomas will also provide some examples. The deer is also a central religious image of Buddhism. I didn't know that. Wow, I did not know that. Buddha is often pictured with a deer, and legend tells how he first preached in a deer park. This image itself reasserts the meaning of deer as representing innocence and the return to the wilderness. some of us are out of place because we are not able to return to the or understand returning to the wilderness. Okay, the white-tailed deer is the most common in the United States. One of its most outstanding features is the set of antlers that the male develops. And other members of the deer family, for example, the reindeer and the caribou, both the male and females grow them. The antlers are solid bone and they are shed every year. Solid bone, they are shed every year, right? So if the deer can grow those solid bone, hey baby, you could come in. If the deer can grow those solid bones in those antlers and release them every year, so can you. It says antlers grow behind the eyes and are very protective. Each year into the age of 5, the antlers grow bigger and with more points. If you encounter a deer in the wild, try to make count of the number of points. This will tell you some of the significance the deer will have for you. Remember that numerology can help you define the essence. Numerology can help you define the essence. So if you walk out today, I don't know where you live, you might decide to go to a national park and see a deer. If you can, it says count its antlers or the number of points on the antler. It will help you determine what the message is. Antlers are symbols of the antennas, connections to the higher forms of attunement, just like us, just like our locks, just like our hair. Deer with antlers thus can be a signal to pay attention to your inner thoughts and your perceptions, as they are possibly more accurate than you think. Pay attention to your inner thoughts and your actions. Sometimes we don't, your thoughts and your perceptions, it says, sometimes we don't pay attention to them, so we don't get the message that's for us. Have y'all hear me? Give me some feedback. Have you ever just not paid attention to the signs or your inner thoughts, and then something happened, or you were forced something, or you're forced some way, and you understand that this is not what I envisioned for myself, but this is the message. This is how I perceived it. But this is really, once I get attuned and once I tap in, I realize that was so surface level. A lot of us are just living on the physical. We can't even tap into the spiritual because there's so much happening on the physical. The antlers are shed every year, and each year they grow back larger and more with more points for 5 years. Okay? It says, if a deer has entered your life, look for new perceptions and degrees of perceptions to grow and expand for as much as the next 5 years. Growth plan, expand. So you who are doing your reflection assignment and you have signed up to subscribe for Patreon to help me raise this $555,555.55 for the Black Lotus Mother's House, please make sure that you write down. Now is the time that we need to be working on your 5-year expansion plan. Okay? It can indicate that there will be opportunities to stimulate gentle new growth increasingly over the next few years. Gentle, increasingly over the next few years. The antlers grow behind the eyes again, hinting at the symbolism of heightened perception. What is your perception? If you're caught up in physical right now, you got to know that it's spiritual. I just made some posts about my experience dealing with the narcissist. And what I want to tell you all is not physical, it's spiritual, right? It's spiritual. Your heightened sense of perception and awareness will help you understand that this person ain't rap tight. This person is mind's fucked up. This person don't know no better, right? This person is not even a person. This person is a blob walking whose brain is fucked up. Okay, it says when the antlers are shed, they are eaten by deer and rodents who gnaw on them to assimilate the calcium. So they've grown these things. Maya, your clothes are in the basket. You can start getting dressed. Look for Monday and start getting dressed. 1 to 2 young are born. Fawns are born a color that protects and hides them. In the first few days, they can hardly move, and the mother nurses them often. This is very significant for those with this totem. Many societies taught the importance of staying with the newborn for a prescribed period of time. No visitors, no family members other than the father were allowed to contact the newborn. Even today, in the Muslim religion, a mother who breastfeeds for a prescribed time makes that child her own, whether it is her biological or not. This kind of attention and separateness enables the child to link with the family more strongly and protects the newborn from subtle outside influences. Okay? The newborn is you right now. If you ain't got no baby that you nursing, it's you. During this sacred solitude time, it is you. It has always bothered me to see new mothers with week-old babies walking around busy malls and stores. Protection of the spirit. Protection of the spirit. I understand the desire to get out, but it reveals a lack of understanding of the subtle energy influences of the new human. Our auras or energy fields are electromagnetic, and exchanges of energy do occur with other people and places. The kind of energy a child is exposed to in a mall can have strong effects. No one has ever done any significant studies on this, and it is an area that truly needs to be explored. Until the child's energy is strong and firmly grounded, it should be protected from extraneous influences. The deer leads us back to the primal wisdom of those old teachings. It reminds us to establish a strong, healthy connection with the child before we expose it to many people and many other strange energies. It is a reminder that there is a tradition that is natural and suitable for family units and for the health of the young. It is for the child's best interest. So I know some of y'all who are following our doulas, and I know some of you who are following who are trying to break cycles. I want you to think about just the energies that we've exposed our child to before they even reach the age of 1. And I would even argue the first 4 months. And I say the first 4 months because that's the 4th trimester. And so many people want to be exposed to the new baby. But I suggest, I say 40 days in, 40 days after. Okay. After the first few days, the fawn can usually stand and follow its mother about. Doe fawns may stay with the mother for as much as a year. The buck or the male will usually leave after a few months. The father takes no part in the rearing of the young. It is all the rule of the mother. Now, some animals, they just got their system. It just works for them. It says, again, this can be a reminder for us to move gently back to the traditional family unit and roles, okay? Now, this can get touchy, but it's just what it is. It's a reality that there's naturally a reason why I have breast to birth to breastfeed the child, and the father does not. Does that take away from the role that the father has? No, it does not. But it does say that we have to get back to establishing that because our children deserve that. It may indicate if the deer has shown up in your life that you have gotten too far away from the road that it would be most beneficial for you at this time. A deer's senses are very acute. Its vision is designed for clarity at distance. What is your vision like? When you are thinking about being gentle and when you are thinking about your innocence and luring yourself into new adventures, what is your energy like? It is usually effective at detecting contrasts and edges in dim light. Its hearing is equally acute. Anyone who has a deer as a totem will find increasing ability to detect subtle movements and appearances. They will begin to hear what may not be said directly. Once you tap into this, I shouldn't have tapped into people who are afraid, are afraid of who they truly can be. When deer show up in your life, it is time to be gentle with yourself and others. A new innocence and freshness is about to be awakened or born. There is going to be gentle, enticing lure to new adventures. Ask yourself important questions. Ask yourself the important questions. Are you trying to force things? Are others? Are you being too critical and uncaring of yourself? When deer show up, there's an opportunity to express gentle love that will open new doors for adventure for you. Okay? So the deer has showed up, y'all. Gentleness and bravery is upon us as we move into this next cycle, as we move towards hitting that 40-day mark. There are some of y'all who are just in it 40 days. And then we only gonna have 50 days left. Okay, that'll be almost halfway through. Hey, baby, will you go put on your clothes, please? Thank you. So that's it, y'all. I don't know if somebody was talking. None of y'all were talking. So that's what I wanted to say. This video, please, 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 it is open right now. I did not close it. Share it with your friends. We're on a mission to get as many souls as we can to get to the 90-day mark. Even if they can't make it to 90 days, people are in a very vulnerable time right now. Today is the time of a new moon. Today is the time that we have to be intentional about how we spend our time and what we're investing in. And I promise you all, if you do not change your mindsets, what we're going to birth in the spring, either it's going to be on a solid foundation or it's going to be on a rough foundation. And we will not have the habits and skills that we need to sustain ourselves. So with that said and done, peace, love, liberation. I'll see you all in the next live video. Please make sure that just y'all, especially someone who has anxiety or depression or who's dealing with, some of the things that I talk about around the issues with parallel parenting, please make sure that you expose them to something that may change their lives. Fear-induced mindset is something that has to be broken down very vigorously, and you have to be diligent about it. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of y'all. And I know that we have the ability to break these cycles. I know we do. And I ain't letting shit stop me, y'all. I'm not letting anything stop me. No narcissist form against me will stop me. No job that's fired me will stop me from getting y'all this message. Whether or not y'all have subscribed to Patreon, please subscribe, because you will thank yourself later for investing in you. I'm out of here. Peace, love, liberation. I see your message, sis. You sent me. So what I got to do now, I'm about to get the baby up. I have to go purchase a new, what's it called? New clicker. And then I can get started. I have some runs that I need to make and some things that I need to do with this computer before I get out. I'm working on my contract today. So I'm getting to it. Send me emails. Send me whatever you need to send me. Y'all, I'm not the person that cares if you send me multiple reminders that if I said I was going to do something for you, I'm going to do it. I'm reading your assignments now, and y'all making me cry. But I love y'all. Y'all making me cry. And I love the cleansing tears. That frog medicine, y'all going to enjoy the frog medicine. Got me a little